You cannot see your reflection in boiling water, and you cannot see the truth in a state of anger. When water is boiling, disturbed, turbulent, heated, the surface breaks apart every image it tries to hold. And anger does exactly the same thing to the mind. In that heated state, everything is distorted. Words sound worse than they were. Actions look more intentional than they were. People seem more against you than they actually are. Anger isn't always wrong, but it is always a poor time to make decisions, pass judgments, or speak words you can never take back. The things said in anger are often the truest regrets because they were never really the truth, just the heat. So before you respond, before you decide, before you burn something down that you might need later, wait for the water to calm. Because the same situation that looked unbearable in the heat of the moment often looks completely different when the surface finally stills. Clarity doesn't live in the storm. It lives in the quiet that follows. Let the water settle. Then look again. The truth was always there. You just needed stillness to finally see it. Eyes are useless when the mind is blind. You can see everything in front of you and still miss what's actually happening. Because sight and perception are not the same thing. The eyes only capture the image. The mind decides what it means. And a mind clouded by bias, pride, or fear will distort every single thing the eyes bring to it. Some people look directly at the truth and still cannot see it because they were never really looking with their mind. Open eyes mean nothing without an open mind behind them. So before you claim to see something clearly, ask yourself whether your thinking is actually clear enough to receive it. Because the most dangerous blindness in this world isn't physical. It lives in the mind. And it walks around every single day with its eyes wide open. Don't treat people as bad as they are. Treat them as good as you are. This is one of the hardest things a person can choose to do. And one of the most powerful. Because when someone is unkind, the natural response is to match it. To give back exactly what was given. To let their behavior set the standard for yours. But the moment you do that, you've handed them something they never deserved. Control over who you are. Your character was never meant to be a reaction to someone else's lack of it. How you treat people says nothing about them. It says everything about you. Choosing kindness towards someone who wasn't kind doesn't mean you're weak. It means your values aren't for sale, not even when provoked. The world will always have people who are cold, careless, and unkind. That will never change. But you get to decide every single day whether their darkness adjusts your light. So treat people not as they deserve, but as you are, with dignity, with respect, with the standard you set for yourself. Because at the end of the day, you have to live with who you chose to be, not who they were.